Test, test, test. Then the microphone will be retired.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Reynolds Coliseum for our post-game press conference this evening. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Moore.
Just couldn't be prouder of these young ladies. You know, every challenge that's put before them, they've just stepped up, and it's unbelievable. Off the court, on the court, I'm just so blessed to be around them, okay? And so just very thankful. Obviously, these two, KJ today and every day, she's, like I said, she's our glue. She fills up a stat sheet. She does a little bit of everything, makes plays on D, rebounds, scores the ball, assists, just does it all. Great basketball IQ. And then Camille, you know, every time we call on her, she steps up, you know, against one of the best post players in the country, and she did a phenomenal job on the defensive end and then was able to score the ball as well. So, again, great. It's great to have this much talent and depth that you can, you know, rotate and, you know, somebody gets in foul trouble, somebody's having an off night. We got a lot of people that can step in and we don't miss a beat. So it's been a fun ride, and we're excited about what's ahead.
Okay, at this point, we're going to open it up for questions for the student athletes. Let me remind you very quickly, there is no videotaping in the room here. If you have a question, please raise your hand and wait until we get you the microphone before you ask your question. John, can we start right here, and then we'll go there, and then we'll go there.
Nicholas Schnicker with the Technician. Kayla, today was, you know, your last game in Reynolds. Kind of after the game, I saw you looking around at the crowd, you know, throwing up hearts for everybody. Just what did that moment mean for you to be able to, you know, stand there with arms around your teammates and sing the song one more time?
Just soaking up the moment. And, I mean, I've been excited all morning at shoot-around. I've just been happy because I want to soak it in. Like, I love Wolfpack Nation, and I love our fans, the energy they bring, and it was just an amazing feeling.
Okay, on the corner here.
Alex Sawyer with Technician. Kayla, just how proud are you of what Camille did today on Lee defending her?
I am so proud of her. And Coach Moore always talk about next man up. And, you know, he get on all of us in practice, but, you know, you never know what's going to happen in the game. And she showed it today. You have to be ready. No matter what's going on, just stay ready. And then the opportunity presents itself, and she was ready.
Okay, let's go to the second row there, and then we'll get Jonas on the corner.
This is for Camille. Kind of walk me through a little bit your thinking when Elisa gets the fouls. You come in, and obviously you scored, but you avoided cheap fouls. You didn't let get your team in worse position by the way you played defense. How did you sort of handle that?
Coach Moore always talks about just being ready, and what KJ said, she said, you know, I was ready for that moment. At practice, you know, this is what we do every single day. So when the moment presented itself, I felt like I was prepared enough to take on that responsibility.
Okay, Jonas, and then we'll go next to him to Brett after that.
Especially for Camille also. On the defensive end, you know, Lee, she presents so much of a challenge. What was your mindset, your approach to trying to keep her off the boards and keep her from scoring as well?
Just trying to keep her pushed up the lane. She has a great touch around the basket. So just trying to disrupt what she likes to do and what she's really good at. That was my mindset, and just to help the team win.
Okay, Brett.
And this is also for Camille. You had a big game at Virginia Tech last year, but because of the circumstances and the fact that it's a tournament, would you consider this your best performance as a Wolfpack?
I'm pretty hard on myself, so I can always pinpoint things that I need to do better. But I'm just going to continue to work hard and just do the best I can for this team.
Okay, up front to Mitch.
Yeah, Kayla, I think you only missed one shot tonight. I think you were 8 of 9 from the floor. What was working for you? Did you just like the looks you got?
Just being aggressive, and my teammates found me in open spots. That was really the biggest thing. IGA Jalen, he always tell me, go in the game being aggressive, being the threat. Either it's rebounding, making assists, making a play on defense, just staying ready and with energy.
All right, let's go across there.
This is for either player. Congrats on the win, first and foremost. But can you just talk about the show that you guys wanted to put on for this Reynolds Coliseum crowd? Obviously, the last game that you guys will be playing here before you head to Bridgeport. I mean, I know you guys wanted to put a show on for them. Can you speak on what that meant to do that for them?
Kayla, could you answer that?
Okay. It was amazing just to hear how loud they were and just to leave on that note as a senior. I mean, it was a great feeling, and I'm sure all of my teammates could say the same. And to come out with the win like that, it was amazing.
Okay, we're gonna go way in the back in the middle there, John.
For other players, just wondering, among all the crowds you've experienced at state, just how would you rate the how loud it was today?
Camille, could you answer that, please?
Yeah. It was extremely loud. I mean, you just look around and you see everybody jumping around, like little kids and then adults just going crazy. It just adds to the atmosphere and just makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for the student athlete? Okay. John, right in the middle there. If we could pass that up, please. Thank you.
This is for the both of you. Coach Moore was named a finalist for Coach of the Year earlier today. I was wondering, he kind of bragged on both of you. Can you just brag on him a little bit and kind of what he means to you?
Yes, I can.
Camille, why don't you? Camille, could you go first, please?
Please stop recording.
Coach Moore is extremely hard on us, but it's just because he cares about us so much. He wants the best for us, and you have to know his heart, you know, where it comes from. And you know, his wife, Miss Linda, she's a great woman, and she definitely feeds into him, and he's a great person and coach too.
Kayla, would you like to add anything?
Yes, I love Coach Moore. I mean, like Camille said, he is hard on us, but we know it's coming from a genuine place because he sees the potential in us, and he know how far we could go. And, I mean, what kind of coach you don't want that's going to push you? And that's what he does. He's pushing us to be the best that we could be. And I appreciate you so much.
All right, you're starting Saturday.
We're going to go back on the left, and then we'll get you.
Congrats, you guys. This is for both of you. Taking a big picture look at the state of the tournament and considering last year's gender equity issues, and, you know, a lot of spotlight on the men's tournament, getting a lot more stuff, having a lot more attention. How does this tournament this year for you compare to last year?
Kayla, could you answer that first?
Yes, it's just a great feeling that they are recognizing women's basketball, and I mean, it's a step they took, you know, and we just happy to be a part of it.
Camille, do you have anything to add?
I do. Sometimes women's sports don't get the same respect as men's, but I think that they're doing a better job of trying to be more inclusive and diverse in the things that they do. I think, like Kayla said, this is a step, but I think that, you know, there could still be more things in the future for us.
Okay, we're on the second row right here.
This is for either player, kind of a follow-up to the question about Wes. Wes is obviously known for his one-liners and isms, both in post games and y'all have talked about during practices. Do you guys have a favorite one that sticks out in your mind as kind of your favorite little one-liner from Wes?
Who would like to answer that?
I don't know.
Take your time.
My favorite is when he's like, urgency, like you need urgency. He gets low and he's just like, urgency, we need it. So that's
Guard the ball. Guard the ball. Other than that, he turned red. I mean, I don't really know. That's it. That's how you know he's not playing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Jonas, you have a question?
Question for Camille. Obviously, you have your coach and Coach Moore, but I know your dad was here again tonight. He has his Camille shirt on, but he coaches at the highest level in the NFL. What's it like growing up with a father who's a coach? And does he coach you up in talks or just conversations before games or during the season? One of those basketball conversations like with a coach who's a father?
I think there's a difference between him being coach and being my dad. He's my dad first, so he talks to me like any other, you know, parent talking to their child, but also with the experience of being a coach. So there's definitely some coaching, but there also is, you know, father time and just supporting me and wanting the best for me.
Stay over on our right there.
Both of them have unbelievable fathers. So, yeah. And moms.
Thank you.
I don't get in trouble here.
Definitely can't forget about the moms. Follow up for Camille. Can you expound on what you would like to see more done for the women's game? Because I don't think there's a greater platform than this right here than to speak on what needs to be done to continue the improvement that's taking place in the women's game.
Just having support. We've seen in the past when women's games are on TV, people watch them. So more games need to be on TV, not ESPN Plus, but ESPN. Have us on there, give us a chance to perform and show that we're great and that we're some of the best athletes that there can be.
Let's go back to the middle, and I'm afraid this will be the last question for the student athletes.
This is for Kayla. At the preseason media day in Charlotte, you said, you know, the goals have to be bigger than just winning another ACC tournament. I think you said you were tired of just going to the Sweet 16. Now that you're in this position again, like what is the mindset for you now, as for you and as for the team, considering the expectations that have followed you guys all year?
Well, first, like I said, we always take it one game at a time, and then I feel like we're gonna listen to Coach Moore's game plan. Whoever we have next, we're gonna listen to him, know the scout, be ready, and just be ready to play ball. I mean, it's not gonna be easy, so it's going out there, throwing the first punch, like I always say, and being aggressive.
All right, that's all the time we have for the student athletes.
Thank you,
Ladies,
guys.
Thank you very much.
Good job,
Good
y'all.
luck the rest of
Thank
the way.
you.
I hate to follow that.
We will now open the floor up for questions for Coach Moore. Can we go right back in the middle, John?
Wes, how did you like the way, I mean, you sort of touched on this, how they responded? You know, this is a big game. It's an emotional game. You know, they came out and they played well, even when things didn't go well with Elisa picking up the quick fouls. It didn't seem to affect anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, they have a lot of confidence in Camille as well, and they got a lot of confidence in themselves. They feel like we have the depth to overcome that. But, I was a little concerned about it because this is their last game in Reynolds, and I didn't know how that would sit with them, affect them. But they just, they just come out and play, and they enjoy it. I mean, the crowd makes it so easy to get excited and have confidence. And, we went out to eat last night, the whole team, and to dinner. And when we walked out of the restaurant, everyone stood up and applauded. It's amazing what they have done in this community. And part of it's winning. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But part of it, you just saw what kind of young ladies they are. And so everybody's really been unbelievable. So we're just so blessed. I mean, I'm shocked. I look at this place, selling out about every game. And it's just, we're very blessed. And it goes all to these, these players and student athletes that have, been here 4 years, 5 years, and took it from where we had a lot of empty seats to where now it's just an unbelievable atmosphere, and I think they feed off of that night after night. What's that? Jay Alexander's.
Let's go to Jonas over on the corner.
Coach, you talked about the confidence they have in Camille, but can you just kind of touch on the confidence that she has to come on the floor? She's aggressive right away. She doesn't get rattled. You said yesterday that you have 7 starters. Can you just kind of talk about her role coming in and just looking the part of a starter right off the bench?
Camille Hobby?
Camille,
yeah. I mean, you're right. She got a lot of confidence. Okay, she and she wants to have a bigger role. Obviously, she will. But how many kids are going to do what she's done? And in the modern times of transfer portals and all that stuff. How many kids are going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm just going to keep working and loving my teammates and being prepared. And, there's been a lot of games that we wouldn't have won without Camille Hobby. So it's just a blessing to have her. It says a lot about her parents and how they've raised her, and a great family, just an unbelievable family. And, again, she has a lot of confidence. She wants to be out there. We were at, I think it was at Virginia Tech. She picked up some quick fouls like she did today, and she's coming out. I'm not very smart. I look ahead too much. I said, Camille, what are we going to do next year when you go out there and get fouls this quick? Coach Moore, I'm just trying to win this game right now, okay? I'm not worried about next year. That's a heck of a point, Camille. Go sit down, okay? But, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the second row over here.
Yeah, Wes, right towards the end of the game, you sent Canadian Crutchfield back out to get that kind of one last curtain call. How important was it to give them that moment in front of the crowd, to give them that proper send-off?
Yeah, I thought KJ and Raina kind of had already had that, but I wanted to get them back out there for a second. And, I was hoping the girl the shooter for them would hit the free throws, and that would have been nice and easy, but worked out well anyway. And they deserve it. Like I said, when they came in here, they took a leap of faith. I mean, we weren't, in the top 10 year after year, whatever. And so they took a leap of faith to come to NC State and to build something. And, first couple of years weren't easy. It's not easy jumping from high school to this level. It is tough. And so, sometimes they don't understand. But, what they've done is unbelievable. They deserve a lot of curtain calls. And like I said, I've been riding their coattails now for a few years. And I may need to see if I can graduate this year. I don't know. We're going to miss them.
Okay, John, second row in the middle there. I think you might get some camera time out of this.
Yeah, well, as you talk about kind of the confidence that they had when Kadane went out, do you think some of that may have been, you've been in that situation before, just like ACC title game a couple weeks ago, she goes out and you have to have players step up in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, she's done it several times. Last year, due to COVID, Elisa was out, and we went to Virginia Tech. And, I mean, Elizabeth Kitley, one of the best post players in the country, Camille scored 19 points that night. So we all have a lot of confidence in her. And, Elisa obviously is All-American. You don't want to see that happen. And that was one of my fears coming into this game is you got her guarding Lee, and we could get in some foul trouble. And we tried to deny her the ball some so that we wouldn't get in that position where she could attack us, but she did. Of course, again, one of her fouls was diving for a loose ball. She needs to just give that part up. When you're 6'5", it takes you so long to get down there. You're gonna fall on top of somebody. You're not gonna be the first one down. Okay, so she needs to quit trying that. But I just think again, you look at Diamond, you look at Jada Boyd, on and on and on. I think they, in practice this year. Normally I'd put the starters together like at least every other day. I'm not doing that this year. We got a lot of talent. I'm just mixing the teams up every day because you don't know who you're going to be in there with in a game situation. And so they just, again, I think they're, even the freshmen when they come in, I mean, Isaiah James makes Sports Center top 10, so, hey, they all got confidence.
She played lead twice, and while she got some points, she really was not dominant in either of those games. What did you do defensively to neutralize her the way you guys did?
Well, we tried to mix it up some, trying to three-quarter deny her some and try to keep her pushed down a little bit. And then there was other times maybe when they had an overload situation and we had two guards over there on the ball side, we could help in front of her and we'd just try to keep her pushed up. One of the guards would help, and they were just kind of on a rope. Whoever's man had the ball, the other one would help. And then we had some kids that we just took a chance on, hoping they wouldn't hit shots. And we tried to sag and help on her in that situation. I know probably the fans a few times thought, man, why aren't you out there? But you got to pick your poison, and Lee's an unbelievable player. I mean, again, I said it yesterday, he scored 61 against Oklahoma. You got to have a plan. You got to have some options because one thing probably isn't going to work by itself.
Way over on the right.
Coach, you guys have had some huge atmospheres and some big games here at Reynolds Coliseum this year alone. But what did it mean for you guys to have a performance like this tonight, knowing this was going to be the last game of the year in Reynolds and 4 games left on the schedule?
Like I said, I was worried about it. I didn't know how we'd respond. We also had played this team earlier in the year, so I was worried about are we going to be a little complacent, and then I worried about are they going to get emotional thinking about it being the last game in Reynolds and all that stuff. But like I said, none of that fazed them, and the ones that have been here 5 years, they're probably saying, oh, good, I don't have to hear Coach Moore on Reynolds anymore, But I think they just go out and play. They love playing the game, and they play so well together that they just get lost in the moment and don't think too much. And like I said, the crowd makes a big difference. I mean, there's no doubt. That's, it's amazing. It really is. The atmosphere they're playing in right now, it's just a lot of fun. And that probably helps get them a little loosened up and pumped up as well.
Mitch, right up front here.
Yeah, Coach. Your All-American center played 14 minutes tonight, and you almost won by 30 or something like that. We've talked a lot about your depth this year and how it's been great. Did you have to change as a coach to learn how to trust the depth and deeper down the bench more this season?
Yeah, I'm still learning every day, and part of it, what's been nice is most of them are unselfish and are willing to maybe not score quite as much. If you look at our stats from a year ago to this year, most of our starters, their average is down like 3 points a game. But when you got Diamond Johnson out there putting up shots, that's going to happen. She's going to adjust everybody a little bit. So I think part of it is just they made it easy. and I'm still trying to figure it out and learn on the fly a little bit. I mean, just kind of see how the game's flowing. If somebody's picking up a foul, somebody's looking tired, whatever. If we want a teaching moment, maybe there's something we need to point out and make sure we correct. But it's great. I've never had this much depth before. It's definitely been a lot of fun, and that's how you go. 20-1 in ACC games. You got a lot of people that on a given night can carry you and pick you up.
Okay, we're going to get Tim in the back middle, and then we're going to switch over to Zoom for the end of the conference. But go ahead, Tim.
Coach, you get paid pretty well to worry about all the things that you talked about. You worry about going into the Sweet 16. Are there things that you feel pretty good about that you don't have to worry about going over these next couple of days before you head up to the next round?
I always worry. So, we got a great challenge ahead of us, and we know next step's going to be either Oklahoma or Notre Dame. Obviously, Notre Dame beat us this year up at their place, and Oklahoma is playing extremely well right now. So we know we're going to have a big challenge there, and that's what our focus will be on. But as you said, we've gone to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row, well, now 4, and they're not satisfied with that. They didn't come back to do that again. So I think they're still going to be hungry, and we know we're going to go into a hostile environment now. Now it's our turn, okay? These kids, again, they got a lot of confidence, a lot of experience. They've won big games on the road. Last year, beating South Carolina and Louisville, both ranked number 1 in the country, beat both of them on the road. I'm confident that they'll handle it better this time, and we got the depth to hopefully overcome any adversity we might face.
Okay, we're going to try and take a couple. Oh, go ahead, Tim. Follow up.
No, I just said thanks.
Okay.
You looking at my taxes or what?
All right, we're going to try now to take a couple questions over Zoom. Chantel, are you there?
I am.
Could you go ahead and ask your question for Coach Moore, please?
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Wes, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Saw you give Raina a big hug when she came off the floor for the final time. What has she meant to this program over the last 2 years?
Yeah, unbelievable. On one hand, I'm ticked off that we didn't get her for 4 years. On the other side of the coin, we could have just had her for 1 if it hadn't have been for the COVID super senior rule. So we got really blessed by having her an extra year. Y'all, she's just unbelievable. I mean, her work ethic, when we're doing drills, a lot of kids are just trying to get through the drill. She is trying to get better on that drill, okay? Everybody loves her. You drop her into a group. We had everybody back from the year before. You drop her in. It could have blown up on us. Everybody loved her. It's like she'd been here for 3 or 4 years. So, unbelievable person, player. You can't help but pull for somebody that's, small, vertically challenged like she is, to be able to go out and do what she does. Again, just the confidence, and she's not going to back down from any challenge. And love her.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Jeffrey, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, can you go ahead and ask your question, please?
Hey, Coach, congratulations on a very impressive win today. I know there's always things to correct, but what did you do especially well today that you're going to look to build upon as you head to Bridgeport?
Looking at the stat sheet, we had 16 assists and only 6 turnovers, so that was good. They went and got 4 offensive rebounds, so we did a pretty nice job keeping them off the glass. And, we knew they played zone pretty much the entire game, and sometimes that could be scary if you settle for jump shots all day. We shot the 3 pretty well, 9 for 19. But we were also able to still get the ball inside and score 42 points in the paint. So that's encouraging because we know we're probably going to see zone in the next game. And so we definitely need to build on that as well.
Okay, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for Coach Moore. Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck moving forward.
Thank you all.
The
Thanks, everybody,
K-State
for being
press
here.
conference should start momentarily. begin the Kansas State portion of the press conference. Coach Mittie, if you could please give us an opening statement.
Disappointed in the outcome that we got off to a good start, but part of that start also the pace got away from us a little bit, and we struggled balancing the poise required to play at the end of the shot clock and being able to play effectively the last 10 seconds of the shot clock was a problem for us. And then what has, at the defensive end of the floor, we needed them to miss a little bit, and they just didn't miss a whole lot. The second quarter, they shoot 71%. We've got some foul trouble. We're trying to be able to play Lee with fouls, and that puts us in a difficult position. But I'm proud of our group. This team's had a very good year, picked 8th in the league. One of our senior players lost our best shooter to an injury. And certainly we've struggled shooting the ball from 3, which that's gotten more crowded around Lee. But I'm proud of our group. This team came in immediately and worked hard from June on. And what I told them in the locker room is that, it's hard to win in the NCAA tournament. And to be able to do that the other night when they didn't play very well and didn't shoot very well, and then come into here and what I think is a team that has a chance to win the national championship. I think Wes has got the depth, the offense to score with anybody in the country. And so congratulations to NC State. And we're disappointed that we didn't play better, but I'm proud of our group for the totality of the season. And I don't want them to leave here. They can leave here disappointed, but certainly they should leave here proud of what they accomplished.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll open the floor up for questions for the student athletes. Start with Mitch up front, please.
Yeah, for either of the players, how was NC State's approach on either end the same or different from the first time you played them?
Aoka, could you start, please?
Honestly, it was the game, like our first time playing them was such a long time ago, I can't really give you specific things. I think this game, they made adjustments really quickly on defense, and we, just struggled in the last, the end of the shot clock, kind of answering to that.
Serena, would you like to add anything?
I would just say pretty similar, in my opinion, at least with guard play, kind of how they guarded the ball screen. I knew I was going to have some open looks at 3. I think they did a better job of helping inside, and we kind of struggled to play together as guards on the perimeter.
Okay, let's go in the middle
Hey, okay. Lisa Canan gets in foul trouble early, goes to the bench. Camille Hobby comes in and tries to keep you off position. She stays out of getting cheap fouls. And I think a couple of times Kayla Jones was sagging down, hovering around you. How did it feel like that Camille Hobby guarded you, and also how many eyes seemed to be on you when the ball even came near you in the post?
I think we knew there would be help. I think we as a team, it was a matter of knowing where to turn the ball and being on the same page, which I think we struggled. I think we did have some good looks, but it just was hard to get connected.
Okay, let's go in the back in the middle.
This is for both players individually. You guys both had really strong seasons. Ayoka, obviously a USBWA All-American, so you're one of the best freshmen in the conference. So for both of you, how do you take this end of the season and just build off of it? And what are you going to work on going into next year to focus on?
Serena, could you start, please?
I would say every game this season I learned something new, and obviously Coach pulls me aside a lot and is teaching me things every single game. So especially this game, there's a lot that I learned, and just kind of playing in that environment in my first time in a postseason of college basketball, it was really fun. Excuse me. This game will be in the back of my mind and a lot of my teammates' minds as we go into spring and summer workouts and get ready for next year. We're going to set our goals high.
Ayoka, is there anything you can add?
Yeah, I think kind of just like what Serena said. I think going into spring and summer, yeah, we'll be excited to get back in the gym, excited to just build off of it. I think we did a lot of good things this season, and we have a lot of returners. So, yeah.
Other questions for the student athletes? Let's go back to Mitch.
Yeah, Aoka, I was wondering, the brace that you wear on your leg, is that more of like a mental comfort thing, or has it been bothering you a little bit lately?
It's more so for longevity of like just playing through a whole seasons long. It's very physical as a center. So yeah, it's just what our support staff thinks will be the most helpful to just like keep me up and going. Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, go back to Mitch.
I'll kick this one to Serena. Most of this group is back next year. I don't think you guys started any seniors. I know this is the end of this season, but does it feel a little bit, something to look forward to, that this isn't the end for your group?
Yeah, we have, like Yuki said, a lot of returners. We'll have, obviously, our freshmen got a lot of experience this year, so yeah, we're gonna be excited going into next year, but we will miss our seniors. Rachel and Sav, they did a lot for us off the court, support-wise, and then Laura and Simone obviously gave us really good minutes this year, and they're really hard workers, so we'll miss them.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, we have one on Zoom, so give me 1 second here. Hello, Arn, are you there?
Yeah, for both players, just how do you all grew during this season, and how helpful do you think this postseason run is going to be going into next year, just the experience of playing in the NCAA tournament?
Aoka, could you answer that first, please?
Yeah, I think our group grew a ton this season. I think the freshmen came in wanting to work right away, and I think that really helped set the tone for like the rest of us to just kind of like have the season that we did. I think this experience is huge. I think there's nothing like playing in the NCAA tournament, so I think it's definitely something to like carry with us and build off of.
Serena, do you have anything to add?
No, just like I mentioned earlier, this environment was really neat to play in, even being on the opposing team, so that'll just be in our heads going forward, and something we ultimately would like to do next year if possible.
Arn, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Zach, are you there?
Yeah, this is for Serena. You definitely led the scoring charge there early. Kind of explain what your mindset was coming into the game, and especially having played this team before and kind of in this big setting.
Yeah, I knew last game that they decided to go under the screen, so I knew I would have an opportunity to have a three, so that was kind of what I was looking for just going into this game, and it was open, so I didn't shoot as well as I wanted to, but coaches told me to just keep shooting, so that's what I was looking for.
Any other questions, Zach, for the student athletes? We'll take that as no. Any questions in-house? All right, ladies, you're excused. Thank you very, very much. All right. At this time, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions for Coach Mittie. Second row.
Hi, Jeff. Aaron Beard with the AP. Like I was asking Aoka, usually you think, okay, Kanang picks up fouls. That could be an advantage for her inside, but Camille Hobby played her pretty physical, didn't pick up cheap fouls. Kayla Jones seemed to be hovering, sagging down a lot. How difficult was it to just kind of get into some type of consistent ability to get her the ball?
Yeah, that's where we've lost our poise. That stretch, there's still windows to throw it to Lee. And I think some of our freshmen felt like the crowd was too, and not just our freshmen. I shouldn't say that they played in a lot of games. It wasn't just, it was I think our entire group should have got the ball inside better. There was space available up top. Hobby's 6'1". Yeah, they had some help in there, and they were showing a lot of help, but I felt like we missed some opportunities in that stretch. And we've been such an inconsistent outside shooting team that, we've got to get touches inside, and we have to be very disciplined in that approach. And I felt like in that stretch of the game we lost our poise and lost some of our purpose.
Other questions?
Like I asked Serena, I mean, for the most part, the core of this group is pretty young. You're starting 5,
Yep.
no seniors. I know this loss stings, but Zach, I guess kind of maybe give you guys some focus kind of going into this offseason. You have kind of this group established.
Well, I think it gives you some confidence going in the offseason, and it should give us a boost of, just knowledge. The one thing that you can simulate as much as you want, you can do all the things, but this group gained a lot of minutes on the floor. It gained a lot of minutes on the floor, and they're a hardworking group. Lee said it. This is not a young group that we've had to manage at all. This is not a young group that we've had to say you need to get in the gym. This is not a young group that we've said you need to be where you're supposed to be. We haven't at all. It's also why they've been successful this year against a really hard schedule. Now, there are any guarantees 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds keep doing the same thing. I've had 3 of them, and it's a fun ride sometimes. So if they can use that knowledge, our entire group, and get back, get some rest here, get back in here in the spring and carry that over. We've got a good culture built. We've got a good group that works hard, but they've got to keep that culture. That's something that I believe as a coach that you got to fight for every day, because it's pretty easy to lose, especially in today's environment.
Back in the back row.
Just going off of what you just said, you've also got a pretty solid freshman core coming in. A few players ranked composite between like 100 and 120 or something.
Yeah.
Just how much confidence does that give you in your ability to be able to add that talent to build off of this?
Yeah, we feel like that we've been able to stack them together with our group, and I think that's always the key. You look at what the success of what Wes has done here at NC State. They've stacked classes back to back to back, and so, we've got to do the same thing. I do think that our freshman class is a group that's won at a high level. They've competed at a high level, and we're excited to get them in. Now, I'll say this. You're hopeful that they have the same work ethic, we've been fortunate in my time at Kansas State that for the most part, when people came into our program, they've had great examples of work ethic. And so we're hopeful that, our group continues and our freshman class can continue that tradition of work.
All right, I have a question. How would you compare the atmosphere here to other places you've been? And then secondly, are you in favor of the top 16 continuing to host the first 2 rounds?
Well, I'm in favor if we're one of them. Here's what I think. I think that this is a great atmosphere. It's a great arena. It's, I think, the perfect size. Fans are fantastic. They know when their team needs them to yell. Even in the first quarter when we were making some runs, you could hear them cheering on. I think that's a knowledgeable fan base. I'll be honest, I'm mixed on the top seeds hosting. I think that I really feel like that we should have 8 at a site. But we've struggled with, while our game continues to grow in viewership and things, most of the fans are fans of their team, not necessarily overall. We're getting more fans across the country that are becoming more fans of women's basketball, but they're more fans of NC State. Our fans are more fans of Kansas State. So we probably still have some growth areas to try to figure it out. So for now, I think it's a good thing. I think that atmosphere is good to see. We've got to do a better job if we're back in an atmosphere like that of showing poise. We've also, as I told them in the locker room, if you want to have that atmosphere, we've got a great fan base in Manhattan. I have no doubts that if we're one of the top 16, we'll have a similar atmosphere as that. And every game matters in that case. And we had we slumped a little bit in February. We came out in the first reveal. I think we were number 16 in the first reveal. If we could have held serve on that, then yeah, we'd love to play at home. And I think probably until we continue to grow our game, I think this is probably it's more enjoyable. I mean, even as much as we didn't enjoy today, you hear them. They were excited to play. They were excited to walk out there, and it mattered. And it's good to see. I think NC State, I said this, I want to compliment their team. I didn't get really any questions, but I want to say this about their basketball team. Raina Perez is a terrific player. She's a great leader on the floor. They've got as balanced of a team as we've seen. When you bring off Diamond Johnson, and she's got a stroke like that from three, and she can heat it up as quick as anybody in the country, that is a terrific weapon. They don't lose. You mentioned the effort by Hobby, and I want to make sure I give Hobby credit because while I felt like we lost some poise there, Camille Hobby battled, and she did her job as a reserve center is to make it hard on Lee, and so she deserves a lot of credit for battling because Lee's had a fantastic year, and Hobby really they extended the lead with her in the game. So congrats to them. They certainly are playing well, and yeah, we wish them well going forward.
Okay. All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.